The 2025 World Series is officially over, and I think if you're like me, you'll agree when I say that this is one of the best series we've ever seen. I mean, it was spectacular from start to finish. Game one to game seven, we got something spectacular at all times. I'm not a fan of either team, but I was on the edge of my seat every game, especially the last two games. I mean, when the World Championship is on the line, you know something spectacular is going to happen. People are going to give it their all, especially when it's it. Game six, we saw how spectacular it was that play with Kiki Hernandez and Miguel Rojas. And then we knew tonight coming into the game, both teams are going to give it their all. Look, the Blue Jays are a young up and coming team, right? They almost had a Cinderella story going from worst to first. But we also know, like, the Dodgers are champions. Rudy Tomjanovich had a quote back in the 90s when he coached the Rockets. He said, never underestimate the heart of a champion. And that's just exactly what it was tonight with the Dodgers. Yeah, they went down 3-zip early. They got a little scary, looked a little ugly. And we figured, like, okay, Toronto may go ahead and kind of pull away. But the heart of a champion, they're going to keep clawing and clawing. Unless you get a 20-zip on these Dodgers, it's not over till it's over. I mean, seriously, they kept clawing, they kept fighting. They kind of got on the board, and they kind of scored two. Then you saw what happened in the sixth inning. Toronto scored another one. They up 4-2. You figured, okay, they're gonna hold them off. They're gonna probably do something spectacular. Then they got interested. Max Muncy hits a home run in the eighth inning. Then you get to the ninth inning. Toronto's 2 outs away from winning the World Series, and then Miguel Rojas, the person you probably to least expect, the person you least expect to save the day for the Dodgers, comes through with a clutch home run. In the bottom of the ninth, you see Andy Pagase almost knocks over Kiki Hernandez, and that could have been a disaster. Catches the ball right to end the inning, going to extra innings, and then of course you see Will Smith hit a home run in the 11th inning. To give him the game-winning home run. Then Yamamoto comes in on no rest. He gets the series MVP. He kind of pulled the Randy Johnson what he did in 2001, pitching off no rest. He started yesterday, came today, gave him a few innings to help save the day. Just spectacular through and through. The Dodgers earned this. They'll be around for a little bit longer. I know people really don't like it. It still has to work no matter how high the payroll is. They got to get on the field. They got to execute together. But what an amazing series. Shout out to them. Also shout out to the Blue Jays. Shout out to the Toronto fans as well. I feel bad seeing that because the Rogers Center was quiet tonight. They were loud. They were getting crazy. And then things just turned. But it just wasn't their time yet. They'll be back in a couple of years, if not next year. But, I mean, the Dodgers are here now. And I think they're going to be around for a few more years. They making the most out of this window with these stars, though. But shout out to them, man, because they definitely earned this championship.